What is up, everybody? My name is Davey. I will be rating these apple ciders for you today. I went to all the main stores: Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, Target. I did even go to Aldi for some of you value shoppers like myself. This is my first video. Things might be a little weird. I might be a little uncomfortable. But, I mean, hey, let's get this going. Let's get this started. We're going to get this thing going with Beverages. This one is one I found at Walmart, so I'm sure you can find it wherever you are at. It has Great Lake flavors. I will put the price right up here. And so with it being one of the cheaper ones, I mean, it was also only half a gallon rather than the full gallon that I got in some of the others. But when you buy this much apple cider, you don't need to buy a gallon for every single one. Let's try it. So since it's the first one, I have nothing to compare it to. But even with that being the case, I don't love it right away. That's pretty weird. It tastes like nutty, like to the point where it's like I don't know how to describe it. It tastes like they freaking put peanuts in it, and I don't want peanuts in my apple cider. That doesn't make any sense. When I look at it and shake it, it doesn't look like there's that much crap in there. So what the frick is a nutty flavor? But I'm gonna drink it all. This is weird. It's very weird. I hope I'm not just a hater, but it almost burns like alcohol. Like, in my throat. This sucks. And I don't think I've ever had an apple cider that I've complained about. Maybe it needs heated up. We'll try it heated up at the end, because I don't want to give something a bad name if it's not good. I mean, you know, if it's not good. So, yeah, moving on to the next one. We're going to move on to one that I know that I like or have liked in the past. The Aldi brand one is awesome. This is the Honeycrisp apple cider. Honestly, I think I've gotten this out of season as well. So let's open this guy. And you got to shake this guy up. Very good. It's not from concentrate, so it does have a bunch of like extra pretty stuff in it, or like what I think is pretty. I like everything with pulp or extra cinnamon, clove, all that good stuff. So let's go for this one, and let's see if my taste buds are just broken. I've noticed I'm slurping a lot. That's really abnormal for me. This one has a very heavy apple juice flavor. Essentially all apple cider vinegar is apple juice, but this one I believe was one of the cheapest ones, and it is made in South Africa, Poland, or Italy. One of the three, or all three, which I highly doubt is the case. So it's good. Tastes like apple juice. Doesn't really taste like an apple cider. Doesn't taste strongly of cinnamon, clove, or any of the good stuff that I like. But I've drank it in the past, and I enjoyed it in the past. So, interesting. All right. Well, let's go to something else. So I'm excited to try something else. I'm hoping it has like a lot more cinnamon or clove. I've kept saying those two because that's all I know that is in apple cider vinegar. But we're going to the Musselman's. It's this guy. Big one from the Walmart. Had to go to the back of the store for it. It was not in the front, which is strange because this is the brand that I think I remember from my childhood. Now, that being said, I could be wrong, and it probably started up last year or something. But these ones are made, this one is made in Pennsylvania. Like, when I think of apples, I think of the East Coast. And I wonder why that is. I don't know if it's in the West Coast or the East Coast. But we're going to fill this guy all the way up because I know I'm going to like this one. This one is absolutely better than the other two. It tastes like apple cider. It feels like apple cider, a little thicker. Let's see, does this thing have any sugar in it? It says 100% apple cider, so that's gotta mean ingredients: pasteurized apple cider and absorbic acid. Is what, do I not know what apple cider is? Like, I thought all apple cider was apple juice with cinnamon, cloves, and cinnamon and cloves. And cinnamon and cloves. Like, what is apple cider? Did figure out what apple cider is. Apple cider is unfiltered and often unpasteurized. It also is considered a seasonal drink, so it's hard to find in the months of autumn, or outside of the months of autumn. And then apple juice, on the other hand, is filtered and pasteurized, which gives it a longer shelf life, a sweeter taste, smoother texture. So this one's like it's not got that super sweet apple cider or apple juice taste. It's got like it's a heavier taste, I guess I would say. I don't know anything about taste testing food. At the end of the day, it's like just really good, and I very much enjoy it. There's never really anything bad when it comes to Target. I mean, there is some bad stuff, but for the most part, everything from Target's good. Now, this one, I believe, had some stuff on the bottom of it. Maybe that's unfiltered apples. Let's shake this sucker up. So, I started this video talking about cinnamon and cloves, and cinnamon and cloves have nothing to do with apple cider. So, only when I make it at home and I heat it up in a pot. So, we're going to try this one. It's good. It is better than everything else so far. Maybe the mussels or mussel, whatever it was. Maybe that one outdoes it. But I think it's pretty darn good. If you like your apple cider, like your hot cocoa, you just buy the cheap stuff, dump it in. It's all sugar. I don't think there's anything apple about it. Let's see. This is made... I don't know where it's made. It says Alpine. This is what everybody has, I think, for the most part. It tastes really good in my experience. I mean, it's made out of sugar, apple juice solids, caramel coloring, and more sugar. It looks the prettiest. It has to be, well, it doesn't have to be made hot. I've always made mine hot. It's rich in vitamin C, so that's very important. Keeps you from getting the sniffles in the winter time. So my wife made it up for me, so I didn't have to wait for 20 minutes for it to not be hot. So let's try the sucker. It's still hot. It's still hot. And it is good. It's exactly what I remember. I mean, I haven't had this in probably 4 or 5 years. No, probably since I've been married, which would be 8 years. This is where I need a round of applause. Yeah, this is hot and good and sugary. It doesn't taste anything like everything else. Now that I'm here and I've tried everything else and then this is what I think of when I think of apple cider. Not everything else that I've tried today. There's no aftertaste, though. It's like magic. It goes down, it tastes good, and then it's gone out of your mouth. So that's kind of weird. It's hot, but it's freaking good. Like this is hands down my favorite so far. It's also, I think, the cheapest. It is my wife's favorite as well. She's pointing to herself saying, it is wonderful. But if you need to get your vitamin C in, or you need to get vitamin C into your children, just feed them this. It's the way to do it. So, now that we've discovered that sugar is good, let's try some stuff with less sugar, or at least natural sugar. And we'll go to my favorite next, and it's way better than everything else. This is the sparkling cider. So it's fun to open. I mean, I think, unless I got stuff without a cork. I did get stuff without a cork. This just twists off. but it is sparkling. Does it twist off? I'm not strong enough to open this. Is this idiot proof? Because if that's the case, I'm not going to be able to open it. Oh, do I have to pop the top? There, this is the trick for your buddies. Hurts my finger a little bit, but still very cool. Look at that. Sparkling cider. It's beautiful. It is made only from the most fresh of apples in the US. This is Martinelli's, being made since 1968. It can't be bad. It's 1968 it's been around. But it was established in 1868. Now that's what you call old. There's no, well, and reliable. There's no alcohol in this. It's made in California, you know, like everything good. So let's try this baby. As always, it's the best. It does have like a slight alcohol flavor, even though there's no alcohol. It's like a, well, I don't know if the carbonation just brings it out, but it's kind of got like a, almost like a wine bite on the end. It's freaking good. It's wonderful. It's clearly the best there. I mean, I don't know why you'd get anything else. It's the holidays. Get something that's gonna sparkle, something pretty, something that everyone's gonna enjoy. I mean, it's all natural carbonated apple juice. I mean, probably just came from a carbonated apple spring in the ground somewhere. I mean, that's definitely a thing that's real. So this stuff is awesome. We have one more chance for Riveridge. We're gonna see if the pumpkin spiced apple cider is the one that changes my mind about them. Now, it should have cinnamon and clove in it. So, let's see if that's gonna change things. If it tastes like pumpkin spice, there's gotta be cinnamon and clove in there. I've made my own pumpkin spice seasoning, and that's how you do it. So, don't fail me, Riveridge. All right, moment of truth. Do they redeem themselves? Absolutely, 110% they do. It tastes like what I want cider to taste like. So in conclusion, I may have said that this was my favorite, but I'm gonna rate these on how people would enjoy them. So number last, I am going to put Riveridge. Riveridge did not do well. It's not good. The pumpkin spice, I'm gonna place it at number one. I think that's what everybody's looking for when they're looking for apple cider. Now, the Honeycrisp did taste a lot like apple juice. It is from concentrate. I believe it's unpasteurized. It does have a kind of an unpasteurized. It is very apple juicy though. So we're gonna place it right here for now. This is a second giant thing of Riveridge that I bought because I thought it was different. It looks like it's a different color. It tastes the exact same though. So goodbye. Now, the Muselmans. I think that it is probably right here, in between these two. I think that most people would rather have this than this, but maybe that's just me. It depends on how you feel about sparkling cider. And then this stays here, and Good and Gather goes above Muselmans for sure. Good and Gather was really, really good. So, I think this is where we're at, but then there's always the cheap stuff. And this stuff is very, very good. So I'm gonna put it here. That is not where I would put it. It's not my favorite. I think, honestly, this one's for sure my favorite of the juice ones. I would have this one first. But, so, if you're going out to buy apple cider, make sure you get something that's like pumpkin spice, that's already been spiced up, that has that cinnamon and clove in it. If you are wanting something that everyone's gonna like, everyone loves sugar. Now, sparkling cider. It's sparkling. What more could you ask for? Andrew Tate would be proud of me right now. The Target brand is always good, and that's easy to find. So these two are both, this is Walmart, this is Target, but I'm sure if you put cinnamon, clove, and all the pumpkin spice flavoring in this and just leave it for a day, it's gonna taste probably better than this. So that's where we are, and thank you for coming. We're gonna take a second. I'm gonna go heat that Walmart stuff up and see if it sucks. This sucker is freaking piping hot, so let's see if I can get a little out of here without burning myself. It's still hot, but it's better. It's not doesn't have remnants of butthole and donkey piss. But it's better. And if you can't find apple cider anywhere and all you can find is Riverage, is that what it is? Riverage. Heat it up and it'll be just fine. Or add some cinnamon and clove and everything's just fine at that point. But yeah, so like, subscribe. Thank you for coming. This is the first video, so it's gonna be a little awkward. Things are gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm sure things will get better. So if you had fun today, I imagine you'll have way more fun in the future. I'll probably bring some friends on here to help me out, make sure that I'm not just going by my own taste buds and that I am going by what everybody else would like. I can tell you for sure that this one is not what everybody else would like. So thank you for coming, and I'll see you on the next one.